Okay, so let us use this static site generator tool called OctoPress, which is available on this site, octopress.org, and the source code is available in GitHub in this location. So we want to clone that thing locally. So we'll clone it like this. Basically, copy that command, copy and paste. So this will clone the entire repository. We'll go inside that and then install all the dependencies that we need that are specified in the gem file. So there is a file here called gem file. And if you'll go look at the content of that file, that's where the list of gems that is specified, that's what OctoPress needs. So we need to install those gems. We can do that by bundle install. It will install the gems that are specified in the gem file. After that, we need to install OctoPress itself, which is a command called rake install. So that's what we'll do after this thing finishes. And now we need to install OctoPress. It just did. Next step, we will create some posts. So we have to create these 3 posts as an example. I'll just post them all one after the other, and we'll have 3 posts created. We'll open the content of that folder and see what we have. As you can see here, in the OctoPress directory, we have a source directory. Inside, we have a post directory, and there are these 3 posts created. And those are number 1, 2, 3. We just created them in this command sequence that we typed here, 1, 2, and 3. So we have these 3 posts created. We need to we customize it a little bit. So I'll add some here. This is my first post. Save it. Sorry, this was the 3rd one. So we'll call it the 3rd post. Go to the 2nd one. This is my 2nd post on the blog. And then the 1st one. We'll say lorem and type some more and save. And now we have 3 posts inside our source. We will see that we still do not have any HTML CSS generated. So we need to do that part. First of all, we want to see what we have in our sources folder. We have in the source folder _posts, we have these 3 files, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then we need to make sure that we generate HTML and CSS. That will go inside a folder called public, which is currently empty. So we want to generate HTML and CSS by typing rake generate. This will generate HTML and CSS for us. As a result of this, you can see that we have our public folder containing a bunch of files. This is the collection of files that needs to go in the bucket that will essentially construct a site. But before we send it to the bucket, we want to make sure to see what we have. So we'll run rake preview right here, and this will start showing on port number 4000 in the local host. So we'll open up localhost 4000 to see the content of the site. This is our first post, which is kind of long. We wrote that long. And then there is the 3rd post and the 2nd post. That's what the blog currently looks like. And that's exactly what we want. We can break the preview right now by pressing Ctrl+C. Next up, we want to make sure that we saw that locally. And next, we want to make sure to send our content into the Amazon S3 bucket, for which we need to establish a set of credentials, which you can obtain through this blog post here. Read about how to get them, and once you have obtained the credentials, you can then pass it to S3 configure. That step is written down here. So you have to basically install S3 CMD like that is showing here in this segment, S3 CMD, and then configure S3 CMD. Once you do the configuration part, they will ask you for your access key and your secret key. You provide that to the command. It will create a file called .s3cfg in your home location and save it. That's how you know this success message will show you that it actually connected to the Amazon account successfully. Next, what you need to do is basically create a bucket. So S3 CMD make bucket S3:/ followed by name of your bucket. So we'll call it whatever 321 and created a new bucket called whatever 321. Followed by that, we'll make sure that we are in the OctoPress folder and then synchronize the contents of our folder with our bucket. That step is basically the command followed by your bucket name, which is whatever 321. And this will synchronize all those 64 files over to the Amazon in the bucket that you created and put the items in the bucket. Let's go and see that in our Amazon console. Let's see whether we have this bucket now called whatever 321. And yes, we have it right there. And inside we have the files that are basically sent over from S3 CMD. It just took all the contents of the public folder we have here, this content, posted onto that bucket that you can see here in the Amazon console. Back here, what we need to now do is basically convert that bucket into a site. So that's the next step. We'll mark our site, convert our bucket into a site. So S3 CMD WS create a website out of S3 CMD S3:// which is this command followed by whatever 321, enter, and this will construct a site out of the bucket that you have. And after that, it is plain and simple. You just open the site in that address location, which is the bucket name followed by this link. So we have to type that like this: http:// whatever 321 dot the suffix, and it opens up our site we just created like that. First post, second post, third post, all the links working fine. And this is now running on the Amazon site inside a bucket that we have. And that's how you complete this particular step to construct a site using automation tools, create a site, generate it, modify its contents, create public HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and push it to a bucket, convert the bucket into a site, expose its URL, and doing all of that without actually creating a server. Don't need a server. Amazon has the tools needed to make it happen without using a server, and that's what we just used in this exercise.